Thank you. Then we continue to follow the teaching of the great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni. This teaching is teachings on the moralities, particularly more kind of morality, but also is combined, of course, with concentration or the samadhi as well as wisdom. So all three extraordinary training practices explaining here. Why is it called extraordinary practice? Generally, there's many reasons, but one thing is in the Buddha's teaching. So Buddha's teaching is middle way. Middle way. It's not extreme any side. So it is just a way at it is. Nature is. So therefore, this teachings, morality is also the teachings on the exactly in the middle ways. It's not so ascetic practices, neither is no kind of like very luxuries or kind of like falling in the more in the luxuries or the lavish status. Status is just a middle way. And therefore, is also known as extraordinary teachings of the three different training practices. And then concentration is also the same thing. When we do concentration, is not so forceful. Not so also loose, is a middle way. And the wisdom is also not something any kind of exaggerating or kind of high stating or low stating. Exactly where things are, discovering. And that's what it's called the extraordinary training practices. And it is also training, that means that it trains our mind. It brings our mind more gentle and peaceful, more calm and soothing, and more kind of more with the common senses, more stable, down to the earth. That's what is known as extraordinary teachings. It's not anything else beside those just a basic, simple nature we discover. That's what the nature is, and that is the practice itself. And now, in order to again begin to the practices, always in the teaching said, then we reactivate our beautiful motivations. Joy and appreciation, bodhisattva, and five perfect status. Five perfect are perfect teachers as Buddha Shakyamuni, perfect retinues, all the Sangha members of the Arhatas, and the teaching, and so forth, time and places. You know that. So with those 80 thought, we follow with the teachings. Now we're talking today, I think yesterday we discussed about those five certainties, and as well as four obstacles. And today we go to the, I think, basically to the, so everything is prepared. I mean, everything is in a way ready. This five certainty, is in the teaching said in five certainty, but maybe in a more kind of English language is suitable, five issues. The personal that we have, five issues that we like to keep, because this practice is known as a practice of trying to make ourselves good, and also good for everyone, and bring harmony and peace. If somehow we have those issues, then we won't settle ourselves. Settling is so important. Settling the spirituality act. According to the teaching, we've been wandering in the samsara from the beginning times. We don't have any kind of destination or goal. We wander all the time. We are roaming all the time. And now we're going to settle, spiritually settle. We're not going to looking and searching and doing this and that, and 2 minute thinking ideas and this and that. We go settle. And we have these five issues. We're not settled. We're not settling, we're making our own ego-clinging choices, personal decisions. You're not completely 100% dedicating to improve where the Buddha taught. So therefore, then we won't develop what we like to be achieved, or what at least teaching said. We won't develop that. We won't actualize that realization, understanding, because our ground is shaky. Or I'm going to do only this time or that time or this situation, that situation. We're making all different kind of what's called priorities, kind of highlighting our own ego clinging, habitual patterns, priorities. We've been doing that so long time. According to the great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni, from the beginner's times, we've been always carried by the force of our ego clinging, self-important, and we like to do things. But that, according to the teaching, we didn't fulfill anything. Still we are wandering, struggling in the samsara. Nothing really improved. Actually, reality, whatever we do, it is always getting end headaches. There is always headaches, one after another, uncomfortable, feeling and disappointment, one after another. This like to time we like to change. We like to make the difference. And kind of bring our habitual patterns of the past, this and that thing. Oh, I like to do that, I want this and that. And this is that, all things we have to put on the side or let it go. Let it go. That. And then also many times we have kind of issues of our kind of what's called, so when we are young times issues or what experience this and that things, and bring in the spiritual, in the community, in the spiritual status, and making that issues. What that does, it really spoiling our own practice, and some degree it is affecting to the community too. Community and spoiling that. And that is not the correct way to go. We like to improve. We don't like to be struggling what we habit pattern we are going there. We like to change. And that's everybody, that's the one reason there is so many, for example, in the modern time, ancient time, such as there is assistant and supporters, therapies, psychiatrists, doctors, and so forth. And also, if you like to improve our issues, we have to follow those instructions, whatever they say, those expertise. It's the same way. We like to improve the change in the habit patterns. Improve ourselves from the grassroots, not gross kind of level and hovering as this and that things. Now, come down to the ground. That's what we are. And from that we build up. Let's change from that. That is what then is 5 points, 5 issues. That free from the 5 issues. So that means we are totally dedicated. Motivation. It's not just making blockade, these and that things. It's like that. We are free from 5 issues or 5 points. So now we are ready. And also we don't have the all 4 obstacles. These 4 obstacles are generally, according to the teaching said, is changeable. At that time is necessary, during the Buddha's time, is necessary. Because everybody is making such big stories of that. But things change. Then it becomes more simple, more common, more natural. That we experience also in our own lifetimes. When we are young, or even 15, 20 years ago, there are so big issues, different things, this and that. Now it's become more kind of simplified, more natural, more common. Then there's nothing issue, it's just the same. Because this teaching is the teaching to help to the others, to ourselves, help others. So if they make highlighted issues, that blocking the helping, observing the teaching. That's why the gracious teacher Buddha pointed out those 4 also obstacles. 4 obstacles. Obstacles, so free from the 4 obstacles. Now we take the ordinations. Ordinations is when you take the ordinations, then there is the ceremonies goes on. There is the ceremonies of the refuge ceremony. There is the ceremonies of the novice monks. There is the ceremonies of the upasakas. There are ceremonies of the gelumas, those geluma or the bidwan. And there is the ceremonies of the ordained monks or the nuns, fully ordained nuns. So you go one after another. Follow the systems. In order to do this, again, in here, what the teachers said, you contract to the qualified teachers. You qualify the teachers. Now you are ready to, in your side, qualified too. That means we are free from the 5 points and 4 obstacles. You are perfectly, fully prepared and fully equipped or fully qualified teacher, qualified student, or qualified receivers. When you receive, this is what in the teaching always said, qualified teacher, qualified student, or the followers. And we like to get the realization, have to be perfect in kind of condition and circumstances, perfectly, as should be. And that means the qualified student, qualified teacher. And we have these 5 points, the pre, and 4 issues. Pre, then you are qualified. At that same time, that means also your mind is clear, your mind is pure, and you know what you are doing. It's not somebody force you and put it in a blockage. It's all your choice. Generally, the Buddha teaching is your choice. Absolutely your own choice. Nobody forcing, nobody pushing, nobody really kind of mad you to do that. But it's your choice. So you know all things, whatever is going to happen. What do you think? You're inspired and you feel good, and now you like to take that. Now like to enter the path with all that. And that is from your side, or from our side that we follow. So we are ready. We know, we do, things more clearly. And those are also issues, for example, those what in the Buddha teaching said, 7 years. It's not just a physical, also it's the mental stabilization too. Kind of like young as says 7 years. So that means not just physically they are, but mentally they also can be understanding. They can act, they can keep up that. So the mentally and physically you are qualified now that you know that. And then according to also, for example, 7 years the Sharmanara or the these novice monks or the nuns, and that they have to be at least that, and 20 years. That is like fully ordained. This is also very, I think, it's kind of, I never thought that before, but it's the same as in this country. Also, they said when you are 21 years old, you are free from in a way, you are independent. So you don't have to be, you're free in a way. And so you can do. So that means you're 20 years old now, you are fully ready to receive your own decision, your own choice. So 20 years, when you get that, you take the ordination. So all that aspect is completely kind of ready from the receiver side, or one who's going to receive the ordinations. And from the teacher side, and the qualified teacher in the teaching said, and qualified teacher in the Buddha teaching, then in general there's a lot of qualifications explained in the Buddha's teaching, Vinaya teaching, sotar teaching, and as well as in Vajrayana teaching. Maybe you all know that. But I will write that in the Vinaya teaching, what it said, and that is, and I just write in Tibet.